welcome back to Maggie Hayes Yoga. I've got a fun one for you today. We're doing another power flow that is gonna do everything. It is going to really work on strengthening the whole body. It's gonna improve your focus, your overall body awareness. It's a good one, so let's get going. Okay, so we're actually gonna start in a goddess pose, kind of different, but we wanna be sure to really start to strengthen and really start to open up the hips, the legs, all that good stuff. So you're gonna wanna bring your feet probably like 3 feet apart, turn your toes out to 45 degrees, and then bend the knees. You want your knees to stack over your ankles, and then the hips to start to line up with your knees. If you don't get all the way down here at first, that's fine. You can also be up here as we start to make some space. So bring the hands down to the thighs and kind of rest them there. You can let the shoulders shrug up towards the ears. Thumbs are gonna be facing forward and fingertips facing back. Just kind of start to move around, so shifting the weight from side to side, starting to open up that kind of inner thigh, groin area. And then start to come to stillness. Tip your tailbone to really root straight down. Push into your pinky toes. Really try to find that connection with your pinky toes. And then think about moving your knees out towards the pinkies. So you start to really feel the outer thigh area start to fire up. You're opening up those inner thighs. Tailbone down, belly in. Bring the hands down to the thighs. Take an inhale, chest up. And then dip your right shoulder down on your exhale. And as your right shoulder comes down, you're kind of gonna push into that right inner thigh, just gently, nothing too big. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left shoulder dips down. Look up over your right shoulder. Stay grounded in the feet, in those pinky toes. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right shoulder down, and you're moving right ribs away from right hip, so you're also stretching this side of the body here. And then inhale, back center. Exhale, dip it down. Oh, I love doing this on the daily. It feels so good. Inhale. Exhale, one more time each side. Inhale. Exhale, left shoulder. Inhale, come back center. And then exhale, straighten the legs. Whew. Heel toe your feet together. And then let's just get into the down dog. And you can start to pedal it out here. If this is too much on your hamstring right now, then just keep a deep bend in those knees and really lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Tipping the tailbone up, pulling the belly in. Start to pull the kneecaps up, engage the thighs, wrap the shoulder blades, and push down through your knuckles, especially that index knuckle. And then lift the heels if they're not already up and start to make your way to the top of the mat. Coming into a ragdoll forward fold at your hands. So feet are hips width distance apart. Find those 2 fists between your feet. Weight forward in the toes. Relax the head, relax the neck. Let the upper body get nice and heavy. Breathe here. Again, you can keep as deep a bend in the knees as you need to. We're just releasing that low back and starting to make space, more space in the hamstrings. Release whatever you're holding on to, and keeping that bend in the knees, start to round your way up to stand. Really articulating the spine, head comes up last. Whew. Heel toe your feet together, palms to prayer at the center of your chest, and let's go through 3 sun salutations. So inhale, reach your arms up, look up, press your palms together, squeeze your legs together. And then forward fold, exhale, hinging at the hips, keep the weight forward in your toes. Half lift on your inhale, balls of the feet push down, shoulders down the back. And then plant your palms, exhale, and step back to a high plank pose. Let's find our alignment first. So palms under the shoulders, spread those fingers wide, shoulder blades move away from each other, belly pulls in, Legs are nice and strong. Remember, you want to use your whole body as you move through these sun salutations. So reaching up with the backs of the knees, out with the backs of the heels. And then inhale to shift your shoulders forward to the top of the mat. And exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Elbows come to 90 degrees. Use your legs. Inhale, upward facing, roll onto the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Feet are hips width distance apart. Kneecaps pull up. Inner thighs reach up. So find that internal rotation of your legs. And then inhale to bend the knees, look forward, hopper step to the top of the mat. Take a half lift, lengthen the spine. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale to rise up, reach up, look up, arms up. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Half lift, inhale, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, plant your palms. Now jump or step back into your chaturanga dandasana. So right back to bent elbows if you're jumping. And then inhale, upward facing. Really move your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tailbone up. Navel pulls in and down. Front bottom ribs close. Inhale to look forward. Bend the knees, hopper step to the top of the mat. Find your half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, jump or step back, chaturanga, lowering halfway down. Keep the back of your neck long. And then inhale to open up. Exhale, hips up and back. Breathe here. We're going to move from here into our flow. So first inhale to pick your right leg up, 3-point dog, and then bend the knee, stack open the hip. Knee reaches up, heel squeezes down. Keep the left leg nice and strong, so pull that left kneecap up. And then inhale back to center, 3-point. Exhale, step the foot between the hands and rise up for your high lunge. Now we're going to take this into a different variation. So first, find your foundation here. So push down with the 3 points of your front foot, the ball of the foot, the pinky toe ball in the center of the heel. So it's like a little triangle on the sole of the foot. Really pull your back heel forward and hug your inner thighs together. Up overhead, start to interlace your fingers. Release your index finger and your thumb. Really hug inner thighs together as you look up at your thumbs. We're going to move into a little back bend here. So legs are strong. You can stay right here or inhale to lengthen up. And then exhale, move just your fingertips back. Start to follow your thumbs with your eyes. Squeeze your palms together. Move the crown of the head up and back. Puff your chest up. Pull your belly in. And then come back through center. Bring the palms to prayer at the center of the chest. And then inhale to lengthen crown of the head forward. And exhale to twist. Over to your right. Try to hook that left elbow to the outside of your knee. Still pushing down with the 3 points of that front foot. Find the ball of your foot in that front foot. Still pulling your back heel forward. Still hugging inner thighs together. Warrior 2, so start to open all the way up. Back heel comes down and then glue that back foot down right away. So outer edge of the back foot pushes down. Kneecap pulls up, really engage that thigh. Front knee over the ankle. And then flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach up and back. Front heel pushes down. Stay low on the front knee. Extend the ribs away from the hips so you stretch out the side of the body. Triangle pose. Coming forward, you can shorten your stance. I like a shorter stance in triangle. And then reach forward, forward, forward. Once you can't reach any further, go down. Grab your shin, your ankle, or your big toe. Look up at your left fingertips. Breathe here. Push down evenly into your feet. So really get that back foot down. Right inner thigh pushes away from you. Trying to get the hips into one line. Take one more inhale. And then find a low lunge as you exhale. So cartwheel the hands down. Front knee bends over the ankle. We're gonna move into some balancing. So find a point of focus on the floor. We're gonna pop up into warrior three. So pushing off into that right foot. The second the left leg leaves the ground, really point your toe and reach your big toe back to activate those leg muscles, to stabilize the pose. Left hip is down in line with the right. Inner edge of that right foot pushes down. Push the ball of your foot down. We're gonna come all the way forward to bring the knee up into the chest. Actually, just keep the knee in line with your hip and then flex that bottom foot. Right hand, right hip. Left hand, left knee. Find your balance. Find your focus. And you can either stay here or straighten out that front leg. Hook your toe, hook your big toe with your two first fingers. Standing hand to big toe pose. Left hip is in line with the right, left shoulder is in line with the right. We're gonna start to open up the hips, so reaching the heel out towards the left. You can also do that with that bent knee, so just keep your hand on your knee and your foot flexed. Woo! Falling. Keep the right leg rooted. Ball of the foot down, heel down, kneecap up. Bring it back through center. And now for the tricky part, I hate this part, but we're gonna do it anyways. You're gonna point your left toe, release your grip, reach your arms up, and hold for 3. Keep the leg up as high as you can for 2. Try to keep it in line with the hip. For 1, moving back into warrior 3. Trying to keep the arms extended, so involving the shoulders here. Trying to find that nice T shape. Reaching forward with the fingertips, pointing back with the toe, and pushing down with this right foot. Really activate that right thigh. Half moon, so bringing the right hand down. Left arm reaching up. Left hip opening up. Trying to stack that left hip on top of the right. So think here about getting your body into one plane. You want to stack your hips, you want to stack your shoulders, and really flex through that left foot like you're going to touch the back wall with your heel. Bring it back to warrior 2, so slight bend in that front knee, slowly touching the back foot down, finding your shape just for a moment here, starting to root down, tailbone down, navel in and up. And then straighten your front leg, parallel your feet for wide-legged forward fold, prasarita, so deep inhale, forward fold, exhale. I'm using this as kind of like an active rest moment. I know that I need it. But still really keep the legs strong and still use the whole body here. So outer edge of the feet push down, kneecaps pull up, tailbone tips up. Slowing down your breathing. Next inhale, find a half lift. Exhale to pivot to the top of your mat. And then we'll step it back to plank pose. Deep inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths before we move over to our next side. Check in and notice how you are doing. Yoga is a time to just connect with your body, to check in, to notice everything. Next inhale, lift your left leg up, 3-point. Bend your knees, stack open your hip, exhale. So keeping the shoulders in one plane, left shoulder dips down in line with the right. Keep the index knuckles pushing down. Next inhale, 3-point, bring it back up. Exhale, step it through. And inhale for your high crescent lunge, bring the arms all the way up. So finding that foundation, that base, that's gonna support the back bend that we're gonna eventually move into in like 3 seconds. So finding your midline, inner thighs hugging together, navel pulling in and up. Interlace your fingers up overhead, release the index finger and your thumb. Look up at your thumbs. And again, either stay here, sometimes shifting your gaze is just totally enough, or inhale to lengthen up, and then exhale to find your back bend. Starting from the very top of the spine, so keeping the hips stable, hugging inner thighs together, keep pulling the back heel forward, keep pushing the 3 points of the front foot down. Next inhale, come back up. Bring the palms together at the center of your chest. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist. Oof. Push the elbow into the knee. Push knee into the elbow. Push palms together and make sure that elbows are in one line. This is going to give you kind of like, how do I say this? Just an easier way to like kind of open the chest, to rotate open the chest, to reach the crown of the head forward. And then we'll move into our warrior two. Cartwheeling the arms up and out, gluing that back heel down, tailbone down, navel in and up, back bottom ribs pick up, shoulder blades squeeze together, fingertips reach out. And then flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach up and back. Keep the back leg strong, outer edge down, kneecap up. Reaching through those top fingertips, breathing up and down side body. And let's move into our triangle pose. Straightening the front leg, finding your stance. Reaching fingertips forward, 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 and then down. Look up. So kind of like that half moon too. You want to get the body into one plane, like you can just lean up, like flat against a wall. So right shoulder reaches up, left shoulder reaches down. If you feel like this top shoulder is like kind of caving in, then bring your bottom hand up, your leg, so you can open up your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, find your low lunge. Left knee comes over, left ankle. Find your point of focus, and then pop up into your warrior three. Activating that right leg right away. Reaching crown of head forward. And arms for this first one, I like just keeping them in prayer at the center of the chest. Kind of helps me center and ground and just stay focused and connected. Starting to stand up to bring that knee up in line with your hip. Flexing the bottom foot. Right hand, right knee, left hand, left hip. Slow down the breathing. And then either stay right here or straighten that front leg. And you don't want to hike your leg up. You want to keep the leg, keep the foot rather, in line with your hip, so it's just a straight extension out. Chest is open, belly pulled in. And really use your core as you open up your hip, reaching the heel out to the right, keeping your eyes locked, keeping that breath slow and steady. And then slowly bring it back for the worst, best part. Pointing that extended foot, reaching the arms up, hold for 3. Pull your belly in, spine straight for 2. Getting ready for our transition back into warrior 3. So keep pointing that back toe and really reach as you move through that transition. So keeping the legs strong is going to make the transition a little smoother. Reaching forward with the fingertips. Ball of the left foot pushes down. And then find your half moon. Left hand down. Right arm, right hip, open up. Reaching back with that right heel. 3 points of the left foot pushing down. Left shoulder down, right shoulder up. In this beautiful, beautiful opening, this massive opening. And slow, controlled warrior 2, bring it back. Find your feet, push it down, find your straight spine, make sure ribs stay stacked over the hips, and then straighten your front leg, parallel the feet, deep inhale, forward fold, exhale. Breathe here. If there is an inversion in your practice, this is a great time for it, but I'm not going to toss my legs up just yet. Maybe I'll actually do a tutorial on that because it's really fun to incorporate into your practice. All right, inhale, find your half lift, lengthen. Exhale, pivot to the top of the mat. Plank pose as you inhale. Move through your flow on your exhale. Okay, we're gonna end up hopping the feet through to our boat pose. So start to bring your feet together, bending the knees, looking forward. You can also just step through or hop the legs through. Bring the legs up. I almost didn't make that. That would have been very embarrassing. And let's find our boat pose. So straighten your legs or bend your knees, calves parallel to the ground, whatever is most accessible right now. But you want to point your toes. Keep the eyes locked on your big toes. Squeeze your ankles together, squeeze your knees together, activating your legs to take some tension out of your hip flexors. And then chest is going to puff up like you're going to touch your thighs with your chest. Shoulders down, hold for 10. Relax your jaw for 9. Relax the point between the eyebrows for 8. Relax the shoulders for 7. Chest is lifted for 6. Belly in, navel to spine for 5. I'm shaking for 4. Keep squeezing the legs together for 3. Breathe, 2. And 1, butterfly pose. Okay, let me turn to face you. Bring the soles of the feet together. Grab the balls of your feet with your thumbs. Try to open up the feet like a book. So outer edges of the feet stay together. Take an inhale, chest up. Reach your chest forward, exhale. Hug the elbows in towards the ribs. Keep pushing outer edges of your feet together. So the pinky toes together too, and then reach your knees out. So that's going to be the difference between being like here versus here. So when you're down here, you're going to get a really nice stretch in that outer hip. I should really find out like the technical terms for these parts of the body, but I feel like when I say outer hip, you know what I'm talking about, right? All right, let's take a straddle. Straddle split, legs out wide. Find your sits bones. Flex your toes. And you can stay right here. This is good, a straight spine, great job. Or if you got a little more space, take an inhale, chest up. And then reach your chest forward on your exhale. So you want to keep a straight spine so you can isolate that stretch down in your hips, down in your groin. Keep flexing through your feet. Pull your kneecaps up. And this is actually kind of a great drill in isolating the leg muscles and strengthening them. You want to reach through your heels almost so much that the heels start to lift up so that there's like kind of like a micro inch underneath your heel. That's a lot to hold for a long period of time, so you can just kind of play with flexing and then letting it go and flexing and then letting it go. But building that strength is so important because when you're in these deep stretches, it's your strength, it's your muscles that are going to protect the things like your hamstrings, that's going to protect your flexibility. And I speak from experience because weak glutes gave me a pulled hamstring once upon a time, and it was not comfortable. Breathe nice and deep. And then let's release. And bring the legs together to the top of the mat. We'll take a bridge pose before we close, planting the feet down, kneecaps up. Make sure knees are over the ankles, arms by the sides, and then push into the feet, lift your hips up. Tuck the shoulder blades under and push into the tops of your shoulders so you don't put any tension in your neck. You want to bring the chest towards the chin, lift your hips up higher, push down into the 3 points of your feet. Hold for 3, lift for 2, and 1, lower it down. And option to close with a happy baby or a shoulder stand. So happy baby, you're just gonna bring knees up towards the armpits, grab either backs of your thighs or outer edges of the feet, soles of the feet face up. Or shoulder stand, point your toes, lift your hips, use your hands to support your low back, and bring the chest towards the chin, and again pushing into tops of shoulders. So wherever you are, just close your eyes and breathe. And bring your awareness to the point between the eyebrows. If your mind wanders, just bring it back. Focusing on that small point. Maybe seeing a little ball of light right there at the center of your eyebrows. Okay, and wherever you are, let's slowly bring it down. And settle into your final rest. Release the arms, release the legs. Keep the eyes closed and send the breath through your whole body. Savasana. And as always, I invite you to stay here for as long as you can. Really soak up this rest. And thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll see you next time. Namaste.